Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. I always like to start with something that's out there, and this definitely fits the ticket. A Redditor who thought he found evidence of a flying saucer on Google Maps posted it online, and he asked everyone, oh my gosh, look at this photo. Did I just find photos of a UFO? I mean, is this a real UFO? Now, the picture from Google Street View, it does kind of almost show a UFO type of aircraft over a house here in the United States. But until you look super close at it, then the truth becomes apparent. It's not a UFO. There are no aliens. It's actually bird poop on a camera lens. Yeah, I'm sorry to say that. Interdimensional bird turds. All right, that's what it is. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another hour of America's most trusted source about all things digital. We are the biggest weekend show about anything digital. You can find us on over 425 top stations from coast to coast. We're streaming in your favorite radio app. Just search for Commando with a K, of course. And you can find us streaming as a podcast and as a webcast, so you can watch the show and follow along. And you get all 3 hours commercial free over at getkim.com. And if you ever miss anything, we've got 3 months of archives too. That's over at getkim.com. And a special thank you goes out to our servicemen and women in the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, Coast Guard, and Space Force who protect our great nation and listening to us on the American Forces Network Radio. And our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. All right, I scour the news sites, websites, I read press releases, I take a look at all these white papers, I watch YouTube videos, and I go over to like really scientific sites as well, so that this way I can always keep you up to date on things that matter most to you. And this is part of the show where I like to talk about and really focus on consumer tech. Okay, it's not future tech, it's not what's happening in the news, it's things that you might want to buy or save your money for or not buy. And we're going to start with Amazon, because Amazon had their big product announcement this past week, just in time for what? For you to put new things on your holiday shopping lists. And also their company's second Prime Day. Yeah, it's coming. It's the Prime Early Access Sale, October 11th and 12th. All right, so what do they have? First, a brand new TV. The Amazon Fire TV Omni Series in QLED. Okay, let me tell you about the big deal. The picture adjusts the brightness automatically if the sun hits the room or if it goes dark. And also, when the TV is not in use, it has a whole slew of really popular and famous landscape paintings, so that now you have like some art you're looking at. It's $800. They have a brand new $35 remote control. I know. Oh, what's the big deal? The big deal is if you lose it, you can ask Alexa to find it, and it will make some noise so you can find it. It's, by the way, it's always in the couch or behind the couch. The Amazon Cube got a refresh. It hasn't had one since 2019. Now it has Wi-Fi 6E support and super resolution upscaling. What is that? They say it helps upgrade older quality content to a clearer, sharper picture. All right, the Astro Robot. That's that little robot that's about 2.5 feet from Amazon. It rolls around, runs around your house, and follows things. It's $1,000 now on limited release if you can get it. $1,500 when it's available to everyone. Now, Alexa on wheels with a camera can now check on doors to see if they're open, and will find your pets in your house for you if you can't find them. I have to tell you, the Astro Robot, I went on the pre-release and I ordered one, and it came, and I was like super excited, and I looked at the box, I took it out of the box, and then I thought to myself, do I really want Amazon cameras following me all around my house? I mean, is this really a good idea? So I put it back in the box and I sent it back to Amazon. Plus it was like $1,000. They also have 4 new Echo speakers. One has a temperature sensors that can turn on the AC or the fan when the room gets too hot. This is really interesting since Amazon owns Eero, the whole mesh network. Your Echo Dot can now turn into a Wi-Fi extender. But you don't need to buy a new Dot for that. They're going to roll it out to older 4th generation Echo Dots in a few months. And now you can take Alexa to bed with you. That's right. The Halo Rise sits by your bed. It tells you how you're sleeping, and it gives you a sleep score when you wake up based on your REM, light, and deep sleep. It's $139. You get 6 months subscription fee, and I guess it's going to cost you probably $20 a month, $10 a month after that. Then there's the new Kindle Scribe. This is fascinating. 10.2-inch display. You can write on, you can take notes, you can make to-do lists, write directly on the pages of a book if you wanted to. You can mark up PDFs, other documents. Sounds like the Remarkable, doesn't it? If I owned Remarkable, I would be nervous. The Kindle Scribe can last weeks and weeks without a charge. It's $339.99. All right, that was a lot to cover for Amazon. So we're going to jump to number 3 on our list of 5 things that you need to know. And number 3 stands at fiber is really good for you. You know that. How fast is your home internet? Just say it out loud. No matter the number, I bet you it's slow. ISPs are constantly rolling out new, faster internet speeds. And there seems to be a real push for this lately. So you might want to check with your provider because they may be offering 2, 5, 8, or maybe even 10 gig service. Now back to the fiber. Google has Google Fiber that had a test this past week delivering, listen to this. God, I'm such a geek. 20 gig download speeds, and they say 100 gig download speeds is right around the corner. Google Fiber already has 2 gig download speeds, 1 gig upload for $100 a month. Not available all around, but what is nice about Google Fiber, if you can get it where you live or where you're going, you can buy it by the month. Oh, and in case you missed us on the show, I told you about this a few weeks ago. We're just talking about 100 gigs and things like that. The municipal broadband provider, EPB in Chattanooga, Tennessee, they launched a symmetrical 25 gig service. Okay. If you're a residential customer, it's $1,500 a month. If you're a business customer, $12,500 a month. Wow. Okay. On another note, there is a problem under the sea. I don't know if you know this, that sharks are eating the underwater internet cables. They are. They're doing that. Do you know why they're doing that? To get more fiber in their diet. I'm trying. All right, number 4. I really have to stop telling you about Starlink. I do. Because if you live out in the boonies, you're tired of your current ISP, you need a backup to your home internet, Elon Musk's Starlink is a great option. $600 for the gear, takes 10 minutes to set it up. After that, it's $110 a month. Or for an extra $25 a month, you can take the Starlink with you. Think camping, RV, boating, second homes. But there is trouble with Starlink with a capital S. Seems like Starlink needs to get more satellites up in space. Now, there's that whole website, you've heard me talk about it forever, speedtest.net. Ookla is the company behind that. It's really great for you to see your current internet speeds, by the way. All right, listen to this. Now, these are some numbers, so you're going to have to pay close attention. Starlink's average download speed in the U.S. dropped from 90 megabits per second to 62 between the first and second quarters of 2022. Their upload speed dropped from 9.3 megabits to 7.2. Okay. Median latency rose from 43 milliseconds to 48 milliseconds. Okay. Before you say, oh gosh, that's horrible, Kim, that's bad. Okay, listen to their competitors. Now remember, Starlink, let's just say the average download speed, where it is right now, 62.5 megabits per second, and then 7.2 up. And the latency is 48. Viasat, their competitor, download speed 23.7, upload speed of 2, and listen to the latency, 631 milliseconds. HughesNet was measured at 22.6 down, about the same, 2.5 up, about the same. But listen to this latency, 716 milliseconds. Wow. Elon Musk, I'll tell you, I think if you work for Elon Musk, that would be just a total kick in the pants. I mean, you'd learn so much, you'd be challenged, and then you could call yourself, I'm a musketeer. Thank you. Stay for the view. All right, this coming in at number 5, our favorite free audio editing tool just got a major overhaul. So for so many years, whenever someone calls the show or they send me an email, they stop me on the street and they say, Kim, what's the best audio editing app out there? Or the software to edit a podcast, a sermon, or another type of audio file? There's really only been one great answer, and that's Audacity. Well, a new version is out. And by the way, this is free. It now has non-destructive editing, better effects, crossfades, menus, and this is great. You can now use their new audio.com site. It's kind of like sharing photos on iCloud. When you go to share photos when somebody says, oh, that's too big to email, we're going to give you a link, and then they can just download the link. Same gist. You can share audio files by sending someone a link rather than the whole file. And you can download it over at audacityteam.org. Again, it's free, audacityteam.org. It's a great update, and let me tell you, it's very, very technically sound. All right, we're going to talk about how your iPhone has a secret keyboard that you're going to love. We have Brand New or Not True coming up. You know, that's America's favorite radio and podcast game show sensation. We've got 5 ways that you're ruining your expensive phone, laptop, tablet, and TV. And later on, an eBay pro tip. That's right, that you're going to use time and time again. Of course, we have all of the best phone calls in the entire digital universe here on the Kim Komando Show, too. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Hey, our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. And before we start over your phone calls, I want to tell you about a brand new site that we just launched. We're all so excited to tell you about it. Because what do you do when something doesn't work? You Google it, of course. And far too often, it's just going down that rabbit hole. It's just a complete waste of time. And finding tech support online is just risky. I don't want you to do it. And that's why I partner with the top tech experts to give you 24/7 live support that you can trust. They're going to fix your problem or there's no charge. Whether it's a problem with your Wi-Fi, your printer, your smartphone, computer, TV, smart speaker, anything, any other connected device, the experts at getkimshelp.com, they can fix most issues in 10 minutes or less. They have virtual house calls. They can resolve even the most complex issues quickly. So stop Googling. Get your problem solved right now. Head over to getkimshelp.com to get started. It's an affordable way for you to get the help you need from experts who you can trust. Once again, that's getkimshelp.com. Check it out, getkimshelp.com. Joanne in Madison, Wisconsin. You're up first. Hi there, Joanne.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm terrific. What's going on? How can I lend a hand?
Good. Well, my husband and I like to escape the Wisconsin winters and
Why?
snowboard.
I'm kidding.
Well, because it gets a little chilly.
I got it.
And we're too old to shovel snow anymore, so we like to go south where it's nice and warm.
Okay.
And our problem is once we get to a campground or an RV resort, we like to hook up with some Wi-Fi so we can, do our computing. Mm-hmm. And we'd also like to do some streaming.
Okay.
However, we have found in the past that if the campground offers free Wi-Fi, it's not real good.
It's crappy Wi-Fi.
Right, and they don't like you to stream things. Some campgrounds also offer paid Wi-Fi, and of course that has many limitations to it also.
Right.
So we subscribe to one of the popular streaming services. We'd like to take it along with us, but we're not sure how we are going to be able to take advantage of it other than investing in some sort of highly expensive cell phone service.
All right, so let's talk. Let's talk about some options, okay? Let's talk about some options.
Yeah.
All right. So first of all your streaming services have a plan that lets you download content. Okay. So what you could do is you can load everything all up before you go to Starbucks or whatever internet cafe or do it at home, and you can download all the shows that you want to watch, and then you're not going to be streaming at all. It's just going to be playing right off your computer. So that's number one.
Right.
Number
Right.
two is that you could get yourself, you said that they can get expensive. You can get a Wi-Fi router that's going to tap into it, the park. And then you're going to need an external antenna and put all that together. And I'll send you some links to some products that you can do. And that'll probably run you about $400. You could have a cell phone booster if the signal's low for your phone, and that's about $350. Another option is that I was just talking about Starlink, is that if you had home internet through Starlink, or even on your RV, you could have a satellite connection with about 65 megabits down, and say 7 or 8 going back up, and that'll run you $110 a month, and $600 for the gear. And they also have, and then the other thing you could do is that they have a plan that if that was at your house, is that for $25 a month, they give you a little antenna for you to slap on your RV. So,
okay.
So you have a couple of options here, and a lot of it depends upon what you guys, what your budget looks like, what you feel might be the best. So I'm going to send you links to the Wi-Fi router and the antenna, and then a little bit of information about how you can download your shows on the streaming services, and also a link to, I'm sure we got something about Starlink over on the site too. So take a look at all the different options. And then if you have any questions after that, you just give me a call right back, because I'll be right here for you. And happy trails to you guys, and thanks for your call, Joanne. We have brand new or not true coming up, and also an eBay pro tip you're going to use time and time again here on the Kim Komando Show. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. All right, in case you're new, Brand New or Not True is America's national radio and podcast game show sensation where you can play along and guess, is it brand new or is it not true? This is actually a game that I invented many years ago as I look at all these new gadgets and apps and websites and gizmos, smart this and smart that, that's announced in the world. Now, when playing Brand New or Not True, I present you, the home listener, and a special guest contestant, 3 products in the tech world. 2 are completely fake. I made them up. 1, though, is real, and it's up to you to decide which is the real product. Now, if our special contestant wins, they get, it's a phenomenal prize. It's something that, people stop me and they say, Kim, how can I get that prize? I say the only way you can get that prize is if you win Brand New or Not True. That's the only way. I'm talking about the much sought after Kim Komando Show fanny pack or body bag. It used to be called a fanny pack. Now it's called a body bag. Now you'll notice that no names are given because, people cheat sometimes, and we want to make sure that everything's legit, right? And in case you ever want to be a contestant, you can just email me through the site over at komando.com. And joining us this week for Brand New or Not True, from Bluff City, Tennessee, is Kevin. Hi there, Kevin.
Hello.
And what do you do there?
I am a postal employee.
Oh, all right. Well, I have a feeling you're going to win. I have a feeling.
Let's hope so.
All right. Okay, so there's going to be 3 products. 2 are fake. 1 is real. Ready to get started with product number 1?
Sure.
All right. Product number 1. Oh, hate to start on a down note, but we've all had low points in our lives. Things just may not be going right at home. Work is frustrating. Maybe caring for mom or dad is getting to be too much. And when you don't want to bother your family and friends with your trouble, there's a new app that lets you reach out to complete strangers who, because they don't know you, they're not really going to judge you. It can be easier and safer sometimes for people to open up to strangers. So think about all those conversations that you have with people who you have no idea who they are, but you sit next to them on a bus, a train, or a plane. Yeah, that's what it's about. This app is not about finding love or companionship. It's about connecting with someone who you don't know and explain what's going on and asking for their advice. The app is free with in-app purchases. Okay, product number two. You ever heard about Control-Alt-Delete, Kevin?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we all have. That was Microsoft founder Bill Gates. He admitted that the 3-button key combination was a problem about the Control-Alt-Delete. Bill Gates said, I'm quoting now, that was a big mistake. We could have had a single button. But the guy who did the IBM keyboard design didn't want to give us a single button, but I really should have pushed him. So now there's a special key. You simply replace the function key on your keyboard, the number 7. It's translated into a simultaneous push of Control-Alt-Delete and sends your Windows-based PC into the land of rebooting. I'd make a joke about Bill Gates and a divorce, but that would not be PC because that's not good. The key is $12.99. It only comes in red. This way you don't miss it. And finally, product number 3. Everyone, Kevin, wants the biggest TV they can afford to watch movies, sports, and play games. But what if too big is just too much? You want a small TV, a really, really small TV. One that's smaller than a coffee cup to put next to your big monitor on a crowded shelf or just in front of you. Well, now to thanks tech and chips getting smaller and smaller, along with screen technology, you can get a really, 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 really small TV. The TVs look like TVs from the past. They show shows that were popular. So if you watch the original Batman on that giant wooden box, or Back to the Future with the TV sporting dials on the front, or rabbit ears, you can get that with those programs on it. Now, every TV comes with a remote because they have to, because your hands are too big to work the dials and the buttons. Perfect for tiny homes and perfect for RVs or really small apartments where your singing is flat. $25 each. Okay, so we have the counseling app where you talk to strangers, or the Oops button for Windows, or the tiny TVs. So which product do you think is the real product, Kevin? Which one's the real one?
I believe it's the app Talking to Strangers.
Okay. I don't know if I heard you right. So why don't you try again? Which one do you think is the real product?
I believe it's the button that replaces the Control-Alt-Delete.
Okay, I don't know if I heard you right. We seem to be having some type of problem with the connection. What's your guess again? Which one would it be?
Probably, most likely, the small TV.
A small TV. That's what small TV. That's what I thought I heard the first time. All right, let's go to the judges. And how did Kevin do? What did the judges say?
Introducing Tiny TV Classics, the newest collectible that brings your favorite scenes to tiny screens. Tiny TV Classics are smaller than a cup of joe, but these tiny screens hold some of the biggest, most memorable clips from your favorite shows and movies.
God, that was amazing, Kevin. You got that. That was awesome.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. So, how can I help you out today?
Yes, ma'am. I'm getting ready to fly overseas, and I normally, on a normal sleeping basis, I listen to white noise.
Okay.
And I don't believe I'll have Wi-Fi or internet capacity available, and I was wondering what app I might be able to download to my phone and use while I'm in transit.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of the planes now have internet. Sometimes they charge you for it, though, but I understand what you're saying. And you can also, in your favorite music app, you might be able to download some tunes that are white noise. But there's a website, and I don't want to give it out on the air because then people are going to type it in wrong. And I always think like we're always like 6 degrees away from some porno site, right? And then somebody's going to call me up, Kevin, and go, "Oh, that didn't look like the white noise I think you were talking about," right? So, but there's a website that has white noise samples. And each one has a runtime of about an hour, okay? But then what you can do is you can loop it. So you can set your audio player to just keep looping that one song, or you can download a few and then add them on a playlist. But they're completely free. And so
Sounds great.
The address, when I put you on hold, we're going to email you off that address so that this way you can look it out. You can check it out rather. And then for everybody else, in case you want some white noise just to play when you're going to sleep, which actually is a pretty darn good idea. And then you want to sit there and listen to the engine white noise is that I'll post this link over inside the Commando community. If you're like, oh, where's that? Head over to commando.com/community. And then there's a link in the left-hand side that says Q&A forum. And that's where I post all the stuff and the links and the tips that I'm passing along. Because, again, I hate giving out web addresses on a podcast or radio show because it gets so confusing because if you're driving, you can't write it down. So that's why we just keep it in that one place. So go to commando.com/communities, commando.com/community. And thanks for playing along, Kevin, and congrats on the win. This week's Digital Life Hacks tip is one that I want you to look at and I want you to share with your family members and friends because it's 5 ways that you're ruining your expensive phone, laptop, TV. And we're going to start at number 1. You're charging it too much. I know. You don't want to keep your iPhone, for example, at a full charge for a long period of time because that will be detrimental to the battery health. You want to keep your battery level in the middle, 30 to 70%, because that will effectively prolong that battery life. So the official word is to keep your phone charged, but not fully charged all the time. Number 2 on our list is you just wait too long to charge your laptop. You see, laptop batteries, they have this finite number of charge-discharge cycles. So if you're doing it a lot, your battery can lose efficiency. So if you regularly charge your laptop from 30 to 50% or 20% each time you charge it, do that 5 times, and then you'll have 100% in total. So a good rule of thumb is to keep your battery charged to at least 40% all the time. Number 3 on our list, you go with the cheapest option all the time. Okay, you're looking at cheap chargers, cheap cables. We're going to tell you on the website exactly how you can tell the difference. Number 4 on our list is that you're just careless. You drop it. Right? You're extreme cold, extreme hot, will shorten battery life. And finally, number 5, I got to say it, you're a slop. Okay, you're just a slop. So we put together some tools to keep on hand, anything from compressed air to isopropyl alcohol, cleaning wipes, distilled bottled water, soft cloths, and even a toothbrush. Yes, but it has to be a special kind of toothbrush. You can find links to all of these over on the website. That's commando.com. Just hit the link that says Kim Show. Stay right where you are. We have some eBay Pro tips that you're going to use time and time again here on the Kim Commando Show. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. All right, if you've dipped your toes into listening to podcasts, you've run across subscribe or follow a podcast. Now, subscribe doesn't mean that you're paying a monthly fee to listen to a podcast, but some podcasts do cost money. And so for the monthly fee, you might get ad-free versions, bonus episodes, early access. So when you see the word subscribe in a podcast player, I want you to pay attention. If you're going to be charged, a box will usually pop up. Now, other podcast players like Apple, they use the word follow. This means you're doing that. You're following a podcast so that new episodes are delivered to you automatically, even in your sleep, like the good old days when you get a paper on your driveway every single morning. Now, I host 2 podcasts, Daily Tech Updates. Those are the latest tech news and tips, and they're all about 1 minute. You get 2 a day. That's it. And Kim Commando Today is a 30-minute podcast with tech news, tips, and callers and all kinds of good stuff like that. So wherever you get your podcast, search for Commando with a K. And be sure to follow both of my podcasts. Subscribe. That's KOMANDO. Wherever you get your podcast, you are going to love it. I guarantee it. You will. Let's see. Larry in San Antonio, Texas. You're up next. Hi there, Larry.
How you doing, Kim?
I'm fantastic. What's going on with you?
I My wife of 45 years has been afflicted with dementia.
Okay.
I've been nursing her for about 10 years.
Okay.
With that disease, and she's a wanderer. She has pretty much free range. She gets around really well, in spite of a lot of broken bones in the past. But she wanders at all hours of the night and day, and her TVs are her favorite pastimes.
Okay.
I have one in the kitchen with a Bluetooth on it now, and then one in the bedroom, and forth, and forgets to turn them off. I had a problem with noise. She rattles the windows in the middle of the night, and I have to come in and make some adjustments.
Oh, because she rattles because it's so loud?
Just the noise. The volume on the TV is up.
Okay.
Way, way up. Yeah, and it wakes me up. Probably wakes the neighbors. But I figured out a kind of a fix. I installed Bluetooth devices on the TVs, and not knowing whether or not I could control the volume from the remotes, I found out I could.
Okay.
So I've adjusted the volume on the Bluetooth speakers to go, way down, less than half. So when she goes full volume on the remotes, it's still within tolerable range.
Got it.
That took me a day or two to figure that out. It took her about an hour to unfigure it.
Gosh.
She carries her notes around and sometimes gets them mixed up, and she's figured out somehow to push the right buttons. That's all she does. She doesn't mess with the actual devices.
Sure.
But she pushes the right buttons and off it goes, and it's full blast again from the TV speakers. So
here's
I'm looking for a fix.
Here's what you can do, and I'm going to send you the steps on how to do this. Okay.
Okay.
Is that most TVs now inside the settings menu? If you go inside settings, and then there's going to be a sound option. That you can set a maximum volume. So no matter how many times she pushes that button, that TV is not going to go past that maximum volume. And and you can do that on all your TVs. And so you can still use the Bluetooth and everything, but just, knock it down halfway. So no matter how many times, again, like she pushes that button, you're only going to get a certain spot. Now, I'm going to send you some steps on how to do that, Larry. Are you ever afraid of her leaving the house in the middle of the night?
No, I've got some pretty good security devices. I got some stiff lock systems that.
Okay.
She's a feeble little lady, and she just doesn't have the strength to.
I see. Okay.
These bolts are pretty tight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was just thinking that might be. Yeah. Just when you said she was wandering, I'm like, oh gosh, I hope she. I want to make sure that we cover that for you. So,
in years past she did, but she's over that phase now, and she's pretty much confined to the house.
Well, you're a good man for taking care of her like this. That's very honorable. It really is. And, I would be remiss, because I was a caregiver too, that make sure you take care of yourself every once in a while.
I do the best I can.
Because it can be, it's very draining. It's emotionally draining. It's physically draining. But God bless you, Larry, and your wife. And we're going to email you off a link on how to make sure that you can just set that maximum volume on the TV. So this way we don't have to worry about her waking you up and the neighbors and the windows rattling and stuff like that. Hey, if you're not already getting our newsletters, you're really missing out. Head over to komando.com/subscribe, komando.com/subscribe. And I'm really proud to say that our open rates on our newsletters is over 50%. What that means is that half of all the people, when they get it, they open it that moment because it's that good. They don't want to miss anything. So if you're not getting our newsletters, we have breaking news, we have security tips, tips of the day. We have some sites on the internet that you don't want to miss, good things like that. Head over to komando.com/subscribe. All right, so you're on eBay and you're trying to figure out how much this thing is worth. Now you can scroll through all the listings. That's what amateurs do. If you're a pro, you do this. You get onto eBay, you get the search results, and you go to filter, and you scroll down to sold items. And check off the box on your computer or tap the slider for use in the app. And then you only see listings that have actually sold to customers. This gives you a better idea of actual prices. Now, what do you think was the first thing ever sold on eBay? Anybody? It was a broken laser pointer that to this day, the guy still has it. Bonus points for the year, 1995. Wow. Hey, thanks for listening to Kim Commands Today. So reach over and give me a nice 5-star review. Yes, thank you. Thanks for listening.
Drew and Jonathan Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance wants to protect your dreams. So whether you're at home singing in the shower, every note, or prefer singing your heart out in the car like Drew, cruising, you can save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Asante came to TurboTax after graduating from culinary school and landing a job in the hottest kitchen in town.
My hands are full all day, every day. I love it.
Asante, as your TurboTax expert, I'll make your moves count, guaranteeing 100% accurate filing and your maximum refund. Sound good?
Yes, expert!
Switch to Intuit TurboTax and make your moves count. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.